Frontline Updates, where we delve deep into military strategies and updates from conflict zones. Today, we're discussing the progress of the ongoing special military operation as of today. I'm your host, Sharefa Mohammed MGT.
I'm Colonel A.C. Oguntoye, an infantry officer.
The Russian briefing for May 5, 2026, reports no territorial gains, but continued high-intensity attrition. The East Group once again continued to advance into the depths of enemy defense. Notable developments: a group strike with long-range precision weapons against Ukrainian defense industry, fuel, and power enterprises. Air defense achieved a significant milestone. 6 Flamingo long-range cruise missiles shot down, a new system appearing in these reports. Also down 601 UAVs, 9 guided bombs, and 2 HIMARS rockets. Deep strikes hit 148 areas, focusing on ammunition depots and troop deployment areas.
Welcome to Frontline Updates, the podcast that brings you in-depth insights into military operations from those leading them on the ground. Today, we're joined by Colonel A.C. Oguntoye, an infantry officer monitoring critical missions on the progress of the special military operation as of today. Colonel Oguntoye, thank you for being with us.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Colonel, today's briefing has no territorial gains for the second straight day, but the East Group has now used the phrase "advanced into the depths" for 6 days in a row, a new record. Also, we see 6 Flamingo long-range cruise missiles shot down. What is the Flamingo, and why does its appearance matter?
The absence of territorial gains for 2 consecutive days confirms that we are in a shaping phase of the campaign. The previous week saw several settlements captured: Miropoli, Novoalexandrovka, Ilyanovka, and now the pendulum has swung back to degradation. The 6-day streak of advancing into depth by the East Group is significant because it indicates that Russian forces have achieved an operational level penetration that is not being reversed. They are not just skirmishing, they're moving forward daily, even if they don't report a specific settlement capture each day. As for the Flamingo, this is a new system in these briefings. Based on the name, it is likely a Ukrainian developed or modified long-range cruise missile, possibly with a range of several hundred kilometers. Its appearance means Ukraine is attempting deep strikes against Russian rear areas. Air defense shooting down 6 Flamingos in 1 day is a significant success.
Let's go sector by sector, starting with the North Group. They improved the tactical situation and engaged 1 mechanized, 1 airmobile, 1 assault regiment, and 1 territorial defense brigade in Sumy. In Kharkiv, 1 mechanized, 1 motorized infantry, and 1 territorial defense brigade. Losses: over 200 troops, 13 motor vehicles, and 3 electronic warfare stations. That's a solid EW haul. Why is North still focusing on EW after capturing several settlements last week?
The North Group has shifted from territorial consolidation back to shaping. After taking Miropoli and other border villages, they need to secure their flanks and prepare for the next phase, which might be a push south toward Sumy City or west toward more of the Kharkiv region. Destroying electronic warfare stations is a key part of that preparation. Each EW station destroyed reduces Ukraine's ability to jam Russian reconnaissance drones, which in turn makes it easier to locate Ukrainian artillery and troop concentrations for future strikes. The 200 troop losses indicate active contact, but the 3 EW stations are the real prize. Operationally, North is doing exactly what a successful offensive force should do: consolidate gains, then degrade the enemy's sensors before the next advance.
The West Group took more advantageous lines and engaged 1 mechanized, 1 assault, and 1 territorial defense brigade. Losses: more than 190 troops, 2 AFVs, 21 vehicles, 3 artillery guns, and 1 electronic warfare station. Moderate numbers across the board. Does West seem to be in a holding pattern?
West's profile today is what I would call routine pressure. They are not taking territory, not destroying a spectacular number of systems, but they are maintaining contact and inflicting steady losses: 190 troops, 3 guns, 1 EW station. This is important because it prevents Ukraine from shifting forces away from this sector to reinforce the east or center sectors. So West is playing a fixing role, not the main effort, but necessary to keep the Ukrainian defense stretched. The 2 AFVs destroyed are a bonus. I would expect West to resume more active shaping or striking in the coming days.
The South Group improved the front line and engaged 2 mechanized, 1 airmobile, and 1 territorial defense brigade. Losses: more than 165 troops, 4 AFVs, 17 vehicles, 2 guns, and 1 electronic warfare station. Again, moderate numbers. What is South's role today?
Similar to WES, South is in a consolidation and pressure phase. The previous 2 weeks saw South capture 2 settlements and destroy dozens of depots and DW stations. Today, they are maintaining contact, 165 troop losses, 4 AFVs, but not launching a major offensive. The 1 EW station destroyed keeps the pressure on Ukrainian jamming capabilities. Operationally, South is likely regrouping, resupplying, and preparing for the next push. The fact that they engaged an airmobile brigade, an elite unit, shows that Ukraine is still committed to this sector, which is exactly what Russia wants, to fix Ukrainian reserves here so they cannot be used elsewhere.
The Center Group took more advantageous lines and engaged 2 mechanized, 1 airmobile, 1 Marine brigade, and 2 National Guard brigades. Losses: more than 315 troops, the second highest of the day, 6 AFVs, and 8 motor vehicles. No EW or guns reported. Center continues to be the high casualty attrition sector. Why no EW or gun kills?
Center is fighting a close combat, infantry-intensive battle in the Donetsk-Dnepropetrovsk border area. The terrain, towns, tree lines, industrial zones limits the ability to locate and strike rear area targets like EW stations and artillery. Instead, Center is grinding forward against Ukrainian Marine and National Guard units, trading fire at close range. The 315 troop losses are the second highest of the day, reflecting that intensity. The 6 AFVs destroyed are likely infantry fighting vehicles that were caught in direct fire. This is not a shaping day for Center. It is a day of direct attrition. The absence of EW and gun kills tells me that the Ukrainian units in this sector are well dug in and are protecting their support systems, or that Russian forces are not yet deep enough to reach them. Center's role remains the anvil, holding and attriting Ukraine's best units, while East Group maneuvers.
The East Group, as noted, continued to advance into the depths of enemy defense for the 6th consecutive day. They engaged 1 mechanized, 1 air assault, 1 assault brigade, and 3 assault regiments. Losses: up to 290 troops, 4 AFVs, and 12 motor vehicles. No EW, no guns, no depots. This is the longest streak of penetration language we've seen. What does 6 days of advancing into depth actually mean on the ground?
6 consecutive days of that phrase is a strong indicator of sustained operational penetration. On the ground, it means that East Group forces have broken through the main defensive belt and are now operating against second echelon and reserve forces, specifically the 3 assault regiments they are engaging. Assault regiments are designed for offensive action. They are the units Ukraine would use to counterattack a Russian breakthrough. By engaging and attriting them, East is destroying Ukraine's ability to respond. The lack of EW gun and depot kills confirms that this is mobile warfare. They are moving too fast to stop and systematically destroy rear targets. The 290 troop losses reflect the intensity of these mobile engagements. Operationally, the East Group is creating a growing salient that threatens the Dnepropetrovsk region's interior. If they maintain this pace for another week, they could cut the land bridge between Donetsk and Zaporozhye.
Follow-up: the East Group also engaged 1 air assault brigade today. That's another elite unit. Does that mean Ukraine is throwing its best forces into the path of the East advance?
Yes, air assault brigades are among Ukraine's most capable mobile units. Their presence in the East sector confirms that the Ukrainian command views this penetration as a critical threat and is committing its best reserves to try to contain it. However, by engaging those air assault troops, Russia is attriting them as well. Even if the East advance slows, the damage done to these elite units will be lasting. This is a classic example of how a deep penetration forces the defender to commit reserves prematurely, wearing them down before they can be used for a decisive counteroffensive.
The Dnepr group engaged 1 mechanized and 1 mountain assault brigade. Losses: more than 50 troops, 17 motor vehicles, and 3 electronic warfare stations. Low troop count, 3 EW stations. Dnepr continues its EW hunting. How do they keep finding these stations?
Dnepr has become the electronic warfare hunting specialist of the Russian campaign. The destruction of 3 EW stations with only 50 troop losses indicates they are using standoff precision strikes, likely reconnaissance drones to locate the stations, then loitering munitions or artillery to destroy them. This is a highly efficient way to degrade Ukrainian jamming without risking infantry. The 17 motor vehicles destroyed suggests they also hit a supply convoy. Operationally, Dnepr's role is to fix Ukrainian forces in Zaporozhye and prevent them from shifting north to counter the Ist group. The continued EW degradation also benefits the entire southern front by reducing jamming.
Now we turn to the operational, tactical, aviation, and deep strike segment, the most important part of today's briefing. The Russian military carried out a group strike with long-range, ground-based, and air-based precision weapons and drones against the Ukrainian defense industry, fuel, and power enterprises. Additionally, strikes on 148 areas hit ammunition depots and temporary deployment areas. Air defense claimed 6 No-1 UAVs shot down, 6 Flamingo long-range cruise missiles, 9 guided bombs, and 2 HIMARS rockets. Colonel, the Flamingo missiles are a game changer. What do we know about them, and why did 6 get through to be intercepted?
Let me address this in 3 parts. First, the group strike on defense industry fuel and power is Russia's strategic interdiction campaign continuing. Hitting fuel and power enterprises degrades Ukraine's ability to move supplies by rail and operate its defense factories. This is a long-term investment in attrition. Second, the 601 drone intercepts still very high, though down from yesterday's 740. The drone war shows no sign of abating. Third, the 6 Flamingo cruise missiles. I don't have specific technical data on the Flamingo, but its classification as a long-range cruise missile suggests it has a range of several hundred kilometers and a warhead significantly larger than a drone. Shooting down 6 in one day is a success for Russian air defense, but it also means that Ukraine launched at least 6 and possibly more that were not intercepted or were not engaged. This represents a new category of threat that Russia must now allocate air defense resources to counter.
Colonel, thank you for providing such a detailed briefing on the current military situation. Your insights are invaluable to our understanding of the conflict's dynamics. And thank you to our listeners for tuning in. Join us next time as we continue to provide up-to-date coverage on global military affairs. Stay with us for more updates and expert analyses on global defense and security issues. Stay informed, stay secure.
Thank you for the opportunity. I want to emphasize that the fact that Russia's layered air defense, likely a combination of long-range S-300, 400, medium-range Buck, and short-range Panzer, is working. But the appearance of cruise missiles means Ukraine is reaching deeper into Russian rear areas than before, targeting infrastructure that drones cannot reach or cannot destroy. The 9 guided bombs and 2 HIMARS rockets shot down are additional loads on the air defense system.
This has been Frontline Updates. Subscribe for daily military briefings and in-depth strategic analysis. Visit our platform for maps, transcripts, and exclusive frontline updates from commanders in theater.